Starting. Check. 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 Is this annoying? So where we were yesterday, Tuesday, sorry, right? Let's see, what day is it?
Thursday.
Thursday. This really, I'm not kidding you guys. This right here. So like, let's say when Siri asked me what was, how, I know you pushed stuff back, what's due today? Siri, did you see me have to check the date to know what day it is? Yeah, she doesn't care either. But yeah, that's for me because I have no idea what's going on, right? I just show up every day. So where we were was on Tuesday, we basically did the setting type for the web lecture. So what we did in terms of taking our Illustrator document, let's go open our Illustrator document.
The font face that you're doing now?
Yeah. So again, if I open up bio page 1, you know, I had a 620 pixel column. Let's get rid of some of these palettes. It's like the couch. When the couch isn't perpendicular, you have to, I mean, look at me. I have to always adjust my palettes, right? So we had our 620 pixel column. We have a headline that is Arial Black, 36/36. We have a body copy that is Arial Regular, 16/24. Oh, I should adjust that. No space before and space after 10 pixel. So what we did then to recreate this was one, we converted our logo. So if I open image in new tab here, we converted our logo to being an SVG. So what I'm saying is from now on, use SVGs for your logos, right? But still doing that logo transfer assignment for PNGs. You still will need to use PNGs for graphics and stuff like that, even for logos. So it's a good idea to know the difference between PNG and SVG and how the rasterization, the anti-aliasing may affect your logo at smaller sizes. But we have our, then if I inspect this, we have in the body tag, I have set a max width of 620. I have done padding of 20. In the CSS reset, I have used box sizing border box, which is the bootstrap box model that basically reverses the traditional box model. Again, to review this a little bit, box model CSS. If we look at the traditional box model, remember that if you have a content area that you declare a width to, if you give that content area padding, right, it is going to add the padding to the width of your element, okay? To reverse that, to put padding on the inside, so if you make something 620, right, it's still going to stay 620. In other words, if we go back here now, if I turn this box model off, right, you see it gets a little bit bigger because it adds the 620 pixels of padding to the outside of the width of 620. So this box model right here, since things are responsive these days, I would suggest using this box model, at least for images, right? So because if you have images that are, go ahead. Let me tell you what I mean about this box model on images. So this is something that I actually did in my UW class last night. Faculty, Washington.edu, Syncum.
I'm just
20.
confused on which is which adds padding.
So the normal box model adds padding to, or adds padding to the width. So if it's 620 and you add padding left and right 20, your real width will be 660, right? So, and this is then really crucial in terms of if you're doing responsive on images. For instance, if I, oops, not view page source, inspect,
And so the box sizing border box that gets rid of that.
correct. So if this right here is this image, right, is set to a max width of 100%, has padding 5 and a border of 1. If I use the regular box model, take a look. See how it's 100% plus padding and the border? So that's what happens on images if you use the typical box model, right? You would have to convert the padding and borders to percentages. And if you have a border of 1 pixel, it's always going to be 1 pixel. You can't convert that to a percentage. So if I use this box size border box on images only in my work, because I built a lot of my stuff using the traditional box model. If I were you guys, I might just start using the Bootstrap box model and put that in your CSS reset. Make sense? So what we're going to do today is, right now, this headline text then is using from the body tag Arial, right? Because it is in an H2 tag, then H2s will by default be bolded, right? So let's say we want to use then a different font for our headlines. And for you guys, what I suggest is using the more characteristic font out of your logo for your headlines and use the more bland, non-descriptive font for your body copy. Okay, so right now I have Arial regular here, right, which is that. And then I want to use Arial Black here. Okay, so what we need to do then is we need to allow our web page to embed, import, use, whatever you want to say, the font Arial Black or whatever font that we are using, right? In other words, how do these fonts actually load? What's actually happening? When I say Arial, where is this web page actually getting Arial from to use?
User agent.
True, but you might just be reading user agent off of the thing up there, right? Who said that? Was that you, Emilio? Did you just read it up there?
No.
Really?
I'm just listening right now.
Okay. What do you mean by user agent?
The computer that the server is downloading onto has to have that font in there. That's why we put alternative fonts like
Correct.
serif, Helvetica.
So in other words, what you're saying is the font loads from the computer that's being used
Correct.
to load the web page. Correct. So if Arial is not loaded or not a part of the system, it won't load, right? So if we then want to use a quirky font here, like, just for shits and giggles, say rope. I'm just going to change that to rope.ttf. I am then going to, in my bio page folder here, create a new folder.
Can you remind me what TTS is?
Can you guess?
Something typeface.
True type.
True.
So remember how I said earlier, use OpenType or TrueType fonts. Okay. So now I've put rope here in, I'm actually gonna make that lowercase just because I want to. So what I'm going to do then is I need to then load that font from the fonts folder. Okay, so by using then the @Fontface selector, what I want to do is say font family rope. Notice I'm using uppercase rope. So basically this is like, what I'm doing right here is I'm using a variable name in essence, right? And I'm giving it a back. Oh, I don't need to give it a backup because if it doesn't load, it'll load Arial sans serif, right? Okay. So I'm saying font family rope. What I need to do then is I need to point to a source for it, where it's loading it from. Okay. URL. I'm going to point to my fonts folder, and I am going to look for then rope.ttf. Notice I'm using the lowercase there because I am looking for the actual name of the file. Does that make sense? This is a variable that I'm going to use later. This is the name of what this variable equals. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. I then need to also say format true type. If you are using an open type, you are going to say format open type. So here's the thing. A while ago, each of the browsers wanted their own different font format. So a long time ago, we had to convert our fonts to every font format, right? So if we then go here to, let's see, @Fontface, we might not even need to specify. Let's test it. We might not even need to specify the format anymore, right? So here is the support for all the fonts. So a while ago, right, you see that some of the browsers didn't support some of the, well, no, this isn't a good one. Let's say it like this. A while ago, we had to convert everything to TrueType and OpenType, World Open Font Format, World Open Font Format 2, SVG. IE wanted extended OpenType, right? So what we had to do a while back was convert it for usage, right? Where we used to use this font Squirrel. I still might do this if I were you, because let's take a look at what happens when you use font Squirrel. So if I say rope TTF open, yes, the fonts I'm uploading are legally editable for web embedding. So if I were you, I would try your font doing it this font Squirrel way right here to see if you then can get all of the correct font formats. And if you do that, then it will give you oh, look at that. It's only converting it to these two these days. Interesting. Maybe I wouldn't do that. Yeah. I don't know. Things change all the time. Well, let's say it like this. Remember how I said use a OpenType or a TrueType? You should be able to just use an OpenType or a TrueType like this, and it should work universally around the web. The thing is, if you have in Suitcase or whatever you're working on, if I had rope activated, if I wasn't getting errors, right? If I had rope activated, it would be pulling rope from the computer and not from my fonts folder. So when you are testing this, deactivate your fonts on your computer. When you are testing this, deactivate your fonts on your computer. When you are testing this, deactivate the fonts on your computer.
Yeah, can you do that
Are you
again?
talking about a GIF?
Fuck you guys.
Hey, did you know that you can,
Shut up. Okay.
So how do you deactivate them?
What?
How do you deactivate them?
In Suitcase. Let's see. Let's go back to the old. So in Suitcase, if it's going to work, if you have activated fonts, right? Deactivate.
What if we don't have Suitcase?
Yeah, Mike.
What if you're, so like, let's say you're using Fontbook or whatever font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I have.
Yeah, Meg. Well, you know what? Mike has the goddamn answer. So why don't you be patient?
I gave you a brownie.
That's why I got kicked out of the Cub Scouts, man.
are we,
Huh?
we brought, come on.
No, because I ate a brownie. Dude, that was a sick, bad joke, wasn't it?
You
It's
Google
on tape.
fonts in Suitcase. Did you know that?
Shut up, you guys. Let me.
See?
Fuck. I hate my job.
No, you don't.
I know.
We hate
Shut
your
up.
job too. No, I'm kidding.
I love my job. I just hate you guys right now. So in font book, right? So if I had Euro style activated, right, I could disable it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So says off.
all right.
So if I had it enabled, say on, or you'd see it, right? That felt good.
Good, I'm glad I could make you
Ah.
happy to enjoy.
Okay, so back to what I'm supposed to be talking about, you guys. People at home are like, God damn it, he's going off on a tangent again. Why?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
All right, so back here. So therefore then, we also should say font.
So we didn't need to use the
Weight.
format thing?
What?
We didn't need to type out the format thing?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to test it here and see, right? So font weight, normal. I should put a link to, oh, look, I already have it here, the link there. You like how I Google something? I'm like, I should put a link on my website. Here, give me. Oh, Kim was sleeping. His eyes were closed.
I'm still sleeping.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that there, right? So according to, oh, that's a different page. Yeah, it looks like all you have to do is this, right? But back in the day, in other words, when Font Squirrel kicked us something out, right? If I were to then go back to here and I looked at the style sheet, right? It then generated this. Yeah, look at that. It's only doing the WAFs these days. Huh. Well, I guess we've progressed to, you know, I'm still going to put font weight normal, font style normal in there just in case, right? Font weight normal. Font style normal, right? And then for all my headlines, I would choose font family, not font display. Right? And for font family, then I would say rope. So now, right? And it should be pulling from the fonts folder if the font is not activated, right? So that's not the correct font I want to use. So you see how you say rope here, in other words, if I said rope rope it. Now broken because this needs to match that, which then pulls this, right? As well, again, remember that headlines automatically bold, right? So we want our font to be the regular weight of the typeface. Font weight normal. Right? So it's not so bolded. Okay, so instead of using rope, what I want to use is, let's go back to suitcase. So how many of you used, yeah, so look here, rope is not activated, right? Unexpected error, interesting, Mike's fonts. So system fonts, font library, Arial Black. How many of you used a font from the computers here? Okay. So if documents, tab, remember? Oops, what's happening? Arial Black. Oh, it doesn't have the .ttf or open type on it. Well, in that case, let me show you how to steal a font from the web. Right, so if I went to my examples folder, oh, actually, why don't I just go and do this? Oh, remember that. Close that. Assignment page, file page 2. I don't want to open that. I want to open that new tab. Page 2. Oh, I did make a new file for lorem ipsum history. Just so you guys know. About page 2. Fonts. Oh, look at that. EOT, SVG, TTF. Save link as. Documents. About page 2. Fonts. Save. So now I should have in my about page 2 folder Arial standard black. And so if I then go back to brackets and I said change this to Arial Black, and I then rename, changed it to that one, paste. And then I took this variable name, copy, black, right. So on that headline then, font family, Arial Black, font weight normal, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy? So yeah, you know, we've come to we don't have to convert everything like we used to, which is really nice because what would happen is, let's just show you. So if I said upload and I went and tried to upload this one, Arial Black. Oh wait, cannot process existing web fonts, run original. Okay. Well, it'll tell you on this font Squirrel. Oh, it's an Adobe font. Too bad. Adobe's told us we can't convert those. Right. Yeah. So they caught on real quick, but it should
Where
be.
does it say that?
Well, if you uploaded a font that it didn't want you to.
Ah, okay.
So basically, yeah, this is what you add Fontface, font family, lay out the variable name, you know. And you can do multiple at font faces, right? So let's say I did want to all right, so let's say I wanted to use rope for my body copy. This is going to look really terrible. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. Readability. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, if you wanted to, let's say, go back to suitcase, Arial narrow, maybe? Arial narrow. Let's try Arial narrow. Oh. What? It's a true type already. Let's see if I can just add true type on it. So Arial narrow is loading. So anyway, that's what I would recommend. So, you know, for instance, if you had a logo that One of these days, I should find my Workstation Technologies logo and use that as an example instead of my premium one instead. Somebody remind me to do that next year. Or the integrated financial one, or whatever. But you know, if you're using, like I said, Garamond and then Universe, you know, use Garamond for your headline and Universe for your body copy. You know, just try that, just see how it looks. Might not be, in other words, if I look at this in terms of readability, how is the readability of that as body copy? Not the best, right? But nonetheless, it's a branded page.
The face with the jazz hands.
I thought you were gonna do a quote block.
I could, but I mean, I've shown you enough to do your assignment.
Yeah.
Right? Haven't I?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were on.
Wait, hold on a second. To do the quote block, all I did was float, you know, do it a width and float it, right? You really want me to do that?
Why don't they just look at your source?
Huh?
Look at your source if they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. I can just look at it.
Yeah, I mean, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
It's okay. You don't
This?
have to do it.
It's back. There you go.
Lab time.
Yeah, it's just a block quote that's floated right,
There you go.
max width 220, you know? Right there.
And the lines that you have on there.
Yeah, just border bottom, border top.
Oh, okay.
So let's remember, though, Emilio, even though I didn't do it, because I'm just trying to give you the essentials to get you started, right? For your bio page 2, right? Create your own new document from scratch. Do not just reuse my document. You must include your logo, a main level heading, at least 2 sub-level headings, at least, oh, damn it. At least 2 paragraphs in a row. I should change that to being in a row. One ordered list, a block quote, and don't forget a text link. So in other words, let me do your text link real quick.
Go texting.
I hate all of you.